Hey, welcome to class. This video is going to show you a few things about what we're going to do in this class, and we'll look at the syllabus and do some of the sort of business side of things. So this is really just an introduction to how we're going to conduct ourselves here. So, like it says, welcome to class. This is something I call a promising syllabus. And basically these are 3 questions I like to answer for students anytime I teach a class. Why should you care about the topic? How is this course going to help you succeed? And how will you realize the opportunities presented in this course? So first, why should you care about 18th century British literature? Well, you live in a country founded on 18th century ideals, for better or for worse. The 18th century is a time when literary markets came into their own, when people start writing and reading novels, and when biography, as we understand it, gets underway. Lots of genres that still matter now were launched in the 18th century, and in this class I'll help you understand more about a fascinating period in British literature and culture, and I'll help you become a stronger reader and a better interpreter of literature. So that's why you should care about 18th century British literature. It matters to you. You might not know it yet. How's this course going to help you succeed? Well, as students of English and cultural studies, you've chosen a path that's not as obviously connected to a particular kind of employment as some others. Rather than preparing you to work as an accountant or an engineer, this class will prepare you for any kind of work that requires clear communication and the ability to understand and command large bodies of information in service of that communication. You'll get more precise understanding of the nuances of linguistic expression and making a place for yourself in the academic discourses surrounding 18th century British literature. In short, this class will let you build your critical thinking, reading, and writing skills, which are among the skills most sought after by employers. One topic I want to make sure we return to over the semester is marketing the skills you're gaining from an English and cultural studies class. So how will you realize the opportunities presented in this course? Well, this course will allow you to demonstrate your learning and grow as a scholar and writer through a range of reading and writing assignments. Least formally, there'll be weekly reading journals, which will give you the flexibility in demonstrating your growing reading skills. There'll also be discussion boards, which will let you write for an audience of your peers, analyzing literature and sharing insights. There'll be a series of formal writing assignments that will let you show off the skills, from summary to analysis to response, that literary scholars and other thinking people use daily. And finally, the exams and final project will let you use your scholarly and creative skills to synthesize what you have learned in this course. We have a number of cross lists here, English 4327, 5320, Cultural Studies 5370, so again, welcome to all of you. We're going to study 18th century British literature, which I think is the most exciting part of British literature. We have the broad transition from classicism to romanticism. We have witty satirists, the first English dictionary, the first professional women writers, the birth of the novel, dirty diaries, wars, controversies, madness, all of this and more. I do want to talk about course expectations a little bit, though. It's an online class. I'm going to ask you to work. That means you'll do plenty of reading, as you probably expect, but you'll also need to actively watch videos and respond to occasional prompts within them. I cannot overstate the importance of completing the video segments of the modules. They'll be your guides to reading complex material, and they'll give you ways to think about that material. I'm also going to ask you to participate. There will be various modes for sharing your work with the class, and that shared mode of working will be very important to what we do. I also request that, when you don't understand something, you ask about it, preferably in the class forum dedicated to those questions. The more we share information, the greater its value to the whole class. In this class, we're going to be studying a literature defined by a nation and a period, so we'll spend a great deal of time working with the nation and time, trying to understand what those different parts are and how they work together. I want to get you to understand how 18th century literature fits into what you already know about history and literature. To that end, we'll start by working on landscape and nation, 2 ideas that are tightly bound together in the 18th century. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's look at the syllabus. This syllabus is also available on Blackboard, but I did want to just sort of walk through it just like we would do in person. So, what do we have? All of this stuff that you're familiar with, the title of the course. I want to point this out. Our weeks are going to run from the end of Monday to the start of Tuesday. So what that means is, at the end of the day Monday, everything new for the week will be posted. And then by the end of that same day or the start of the Tuesday following, it'll all need to be done. So your assignments will always run in that sort of order. If this seems confusing right now, just wait until we look at the Blackboard together, and I think it'll make more sense. This is all my contact information. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours, but it might be as much as 2 days if I've got something big going on. You can email me. This should be my Tamook account, zach.watson@tamook.edu. We'll use Blackboard for our website. You can look at these things as you want, as you wish. We'll use this book, British Literature 1640 to 1789, an anthology. We will use this book extensively, so I recommend that you get a copy of it, and you should be able to find it used pretty cheaply online. I do want to cover the course expectations just a little bit so that people are comfortable with what we're going to do each week. So every week I'm going to ask you to give a journal entry. So this is the most informal writing assignment that we'll have, and you'll see what we do with it. Each week I'll give you a prompt, and this is a chance for you to interact with your writing. Also weekly there will be the discussion board, where I'll put a prompt on the discussion board and you need to respond to it. Some weeks I'll ask you to interact more on the discussion board than others, but we'll do that habitually. The formal writing sequence is something that we'll engage with after the first few weeks of class. We'll get more heavily into the formal writing sequence. But basically this is going to take you through summary all the way to response. So my idea is that you need to be able to enter a scholarly conversation for this class to be effective for you, and a series of assignments that will fall under this heading of formal writing will get you there. We're going to have 3 different exams, which may sound excessive, but these exams are going to give you a chance to do something creative, typically. So I'm going to give you a chance to write about what we're reading in a way that's not stultifying, is my hope. And then the final project, you'll see that I don't have a lot of information here about what the final project will be, because I want to develop it with all of you to figure out what you would find most effective. I want the projects to take advantage of the media richness of our online environment, but I'm not exactly sure how that'll work out. Okay, so you can look at the policies for yourself. Attendance is kind of strange online, but if you don't do any of the work for over 2 weeks in the class, I'm going to drop you. That's the short version of that. These other policies are pretty standard. This is the stuff that's always on the syllabus. Scroll down here. You'll see that, the class is organized into 4 big modules, each one about 4 weeks long, 3 or 4 weeks. This is how we will think about what's happening in the class. Landscape, Nation, and History first, ending with the first exam. The City and the Country second, leading up to a formal writing project. So we'll be working on that through that second quarter. Female Sexuality and Domesticity, leading up to exam number 2, and then Colonialism and Slavery, ending with exam 3 and your final project. If you have further questions about the syllabus, please post them to the Blackboard discussion board, and I'll try to answer them as quickly as I can. Okay, let's change gears here. We need to look at Blackboard. So once you get into your Blackboard site, you'll see this. This is the first screen you'll see. Start here the first time you log in. And when you click on this link, you'll see the video, the one that you're actually watching right now, which might sound kind of confusing. I hope I didn't just blow your mind with that meta moment. Anyway, what I really want to show you here is a few things about how the course is going to work. So, the syllabus is here, of course, as you might expect. Course alerts, this is, when I post an announcement, it will show up there. Let's get on here to course modules. Course modules is the place you're going to go for pretty much all the content of this course. That's why I labeled the section course content. You'll see there are other sections here, course texts and course videos and My Grades. I think you know about My Grades. Course videos, this is a site, a page where I'm going to put all the videos we use, like this one for this class. Course texts is where the course texts that we're going to use will go. But you won't need to go directly to those pages unless you want to see just the list of those things. Where I recommend you always go is to course modules. And you'll see here's our first one, Landscape, Nation, and History. That's what we're starting with. So you click. You'll see the page for week 1 is here, and the contents are all here. So these are the things I'm going to ask you to do this week, these 11 things, which sounds like a lot, but really it's not. None of these things is very long. Some are longer than others, but anyway, you'll see that these are kind of cut off on the right, which I haven't figured out how to make it stop doing that. But if you click number 1, you'll see watch the course introduction, which you're actually doing right now. So again, there's another one of those moments. Anyway, here you'll be able to access this video that you're watching right now. When you come to the next one, you can watch a video of me introducing myself. When you click this link right here, a YouTube video will launch. The next thing up will be a place where you can go and introduce yourself on the discussion board. So this will be a link to the next place. And so you'll just work through these 11 things, and when you get done, you're done for the week. You come back after next Monday, and you'll see what we're doing for next week. So that's more or less how these modules are going to work. And so the idea I just want everybody to take away from this is that the module always has the list of things that you're going to do for the week, and it always links to the content elsewhere on the Blackboard site. I did this so that you can either approach things from the module perspective, so everything is sort of on rails, this is exactly what I have to do this week, or if later you want to go back and review, you can just go straight over to course videos, let's say. And let's say that you wanted to look at all the videos on landscape, nation, and history. They'll all be there, so you won't have to click through all of these different weeks within the module. All right, so that is how I want to see the Blackboard site working. So again, if you have questions about what's happening with Blackboard or anything to do with the course, please post it in the discussion board that is set up, the one called Ask a Question, and this will let you do what you want to do and ask your question in a way that the answer can be shared among other students as well. Okay, that's this is as long as I want to make this video, so that is a little bit of a quick introduction to the course.